It's Carter, man. It is Sunday, into the Christmas season here, so again, Merry Christmas. We had some good news yesterday. Great news yesterday that the University of Pennsylvania had fired the anti-Semitic McGill monster, president of their university. It should have been done as soon as she left the room there at the congressional hearing, but they took a couple days, but they did it. So more power to them. One down, two to go. We still are waiting for the firing of the equally anti-Semitic presidents of Harvard and MIT. As some investigative journalist, now that rules out CNN, New York Times, Washington Post, all of those. But maybe somebody at the Epic Times, great newspaper, World Tribune, another great newspaper. One of the conservative entities needs to investigate how much money MIT, UPenn, and Harvard get from Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. How else would you possibly explain those three vile women sitting in Congress and defending calls for genocide of Jews at their universities, which is what they did? Make no mistake, Congresswoman Stefanik was very specific with them, made it clear to them, pushed them on it. Now, wait a minute. Are you saying that you will not condemn calls for the genocide of Jews at your universities? And all three of them said they wouldn't do it. No. The Harvard president, what a nasty piece of work, said it was freedom of expression. What the heck? If I believed in reincarnation, I'd expect her to have a little tiny mustache and comb her hair strictly to the side, to be honest with you. And all three of them said it depends upon the context. And thank God Stefanik told them no, it does not. What context? Whether the Jews' names ended in Steen or Berg, I don't get it. Now the UP, the University of Pennsylvania, when she realized she had been caught, issued a what she thought was a facile apology, which was a non-apology. The Harvard president, she has said the problem is not that I did anything wrong, it's that those who don't attend Harvard are too stupid to understand the context. So in other words, she committed a vile call for the massacre of Jews and then said we were wrong to object to it because we weren't smart enough to understand the context. She added insult to injury, as the old saying goes. So that's where we are with these three. And make no mistake about it, they defended the call for the killing of Jews. All three did. Okay, so somebody needs to investigate. We know UPenn took hundreds of millions from Chinese, the communist Chinese government, and Harvard, the classified documents that Joe Biden stole illegally, and which Mary Garland has refused to prosecute, as they're doing Trump legally taking classified documents. He was president. He had the right to decide what was classified and what wasn't. So that's where we are with those three. One of them gone, thank God. I'd say on Judgment Day, she's got some splaining to do, as Ricky Ricardo used to tell Lucy. She's going to be a little shocked. Miss McGill, Jesus was a Jew, and he may not appreciate your position on having him wiped out for his ethnicity. But all three of them are vile, despicable people. Now, let me just be honest with you. Let me take it a step further, which some of you are going to disagree with, some of you are going to violently object to. But I felt this way for decades now. There is no greater waste of time or money in America than four-year colleges. There just isn't. They are useless. They're a way, what they really are employment agencies for a bunch of left-wing, lazy liberals who don't want to go out and really work for a living. Now you might say, well, Carter, those college professors work. Really? The average work week for a college professor, look it up, is 9 hours a week. And while they're there now, well, we know what they're doing. They are preaching and proselytizing on behalf of their left-wing ideologies. That's where we are with these four-year colleges. Look, 100 years ago, before, and even more adamantly before you had the internet, maybe you did need these liberal arts educations, but most of the hours you get at college are wasted, and frankly, because most of them are these the general courses that we all need. No, we don't. And even the majors. I was a history major. Honest to God, I can't think of one thing I learned in 4 years. Honest to God, I can't. I know a lot of history because I studied on my own, but not from college. I went to graduate school, communications. I can't think of anything I learned. Okay? So it's time to, it's time to start taking a hard look at a lot of American institutions that if they do any job at all, it's not the job we want. What a recent survey came out yesterday said 20% of American college students don't know what the Holocaust is. I guess we know why now. And I guess those at Harvard, if they do know, the president there makes sure they're supportive of it. So that's where we are. We need a clean sweep with a new broom in a lot of institutions, starting with the education institutions. It was revealed to us with those three they're considered top college presidents who could not condemn calls for genocide against Jews. No, enough is enough, folks. It's time to clean house. Let's do this thing.